Hello, hello, hello. You are tuning into another episode of The Wunderkind Show. Today's topic, Mike Evans versus DeAndre Hopkins. Now look, I know people was on me. No one was disrespectful with this at all. It was a lot of just debating back and forth how he felt. It was even brought to the attention up on, I believe, Lunch Break Hot Take. Shout out to those guys. And if you have not subscribed to them, go subscribe to them. The dudes are amazing. But Lunch Break Hot Take, the podcast, and their YouTube channel, and they were bringing up, what I would rather have. You know what I mean? And everybody's been linked on DeAndre Hopkins. And I've been I'm like, look, if we get DeAndre Hopkins, I am celebrating. It's a happy day for all Baltimore fans. You feel what I'm saying? Open it, gate! Let me in! It's beautiful. I'll feel good. But I had a question, and I thought about it, and I said, but I would take Mike Evans over him. Now look, some people no, DeAndre Hopkins is a better receiver. He's had years where he's had more yards. My counter argument to most of what people are saying about this is that DeAndre Hopkins has had higher highs, but lower lows. You get where I'm coming from? When I put my hat, I hang my hat. Oh, and I'm going to put myself as an example. This channel, this platform, right? We do good numbers. For the size of the channel, we do excellent numbers, matter of fact. Okay? So, every day I'm consistent. I put out content for your viewing pleasure every single day, regardless of snow, sleet, hurricanes. Listen, who watched from the hurricane days? We got hit with a hurricane, and I missed one day. One day, and all the other days, we're still putting out content because I hang my hat on consistency. Now, I don't know if that's the father in me. I don't know if that's the big brother in me, but that's something that I always seem to take more on is the consistency factor. And there has not been a more consistent receiver. Maybe outside of Jerry Rice, Terrell Owens, Calvin Johnson, than Mike Evans. And, they brought up that he only has a certain amount of, receiving yards thus far. And I laughed at that notion because when you look at his totals from 2014 to last year, right? The man has been a monster. He has 10,425 yards receiving, 81 touchdowns, 15.3 yards per catch. The man is a monster. Matter of fact, I'm going to go even further in my research, right? Because a lot of people really don't understand just how good he has been. And consistency, once again, plays a factor in me. So I'm going to break this down for you, right? Check this out. For 2014, right, he had 68 catches for 1,051 yards. 15.5 yards a catch, 12 touchdowns. Not bad. 74 catches the very next year for 1,206, 16.3 yards a catch with 3 touchdowns. The touchdowns should have got better, but the yards went up exponentially. The very next year, which looks like to be one of his better years, 96 receptions, 1,321 yards, 13.8 yards a catch, 12 touchdowns. The next year, 71 catches for 1,001, and he missed games that season, 14.1 yards a catch, 5 touchdowns. The very next season, his best statistical season thus far when it comes to yardage, 86 receptions for 1,524 yards. with a 17.3 yard or a 17.7 yard per catch. Clip 8 touchdowns. My God. Next year, 1157 on 67 catches. Next year after that, 70 for a 1,006, 14.4 yards a carry, 13 touchdowns. Season after that, 74 receptions, 1,035, 14 yards a catch, 14 touchdowns. Then a bad Tom Brady year. 77 touchdowns, 1,124 yards, 14.6 yards a catch, and 6 touchdowns. That is elite numbers. My God, like, bro, it doesn't take a scientist. Stevie Wonder could see these stats. My gosh. Ray Charles. Snake Eyes. Yo, for real. For real. So I'm not hating, from my perspective, I'm not hating on DeAndre Hopkins. Like I will reiterate, he's amazing. He's amazing. And I've always said one of the most underrated receivers in the NFL has been a Mike Evans. DeAndre Hopkins now has had some higher highs because he's had multiple seasons, I believe, of 1,500 yards receiving. You feel what I'm trying to say? And hold on, I'm going to make sure I read them out because I like to be fair, right? Check this out. First season, 802 and 52 receptions for 802 yards, 15.4 yards a catch, and 2 touchdowns. I just want to point out, he was playing second fiddle to Andre Johnson that year. Andre Johnson's my favorite receiver of all time, by the way. And Gary Kubiak does not like to target wide receivers in the end zone. His second year will show you that even further. 76 yards receptions, 1,210 yards receiving, 15.9 yards a catch, 6 touchdowns. Gary Kubiak, that's the reason why Andre Johnson doesn't have the allotted touchdowns that he's supposed to have, because Gary Kubiak did not believe in feeding the wide receivers in the end zone. He believed in feeding tight ends and running backs. So just FYI. And how do I know this? I was a big Andre Johnson fan. Huge Andre Johnson fan. So in case y'all didn't know that, you know what I'm saying? Huge. So shout outs to him. To me, he should be a Hall of Famer, but whatever. No here nor there. The very next season, right after they leave, he has 111 receptions for 1,521 yards. 13.7 yards a catch, 11 touchdowns. Wow. Okay. Next season after that, 78 receptions, right? For 954 yards, 12.2 yards a catch, 4 touchdowns. So that's already 2 seasons that have not had 1,000 yards. Okay. But then he rebounds. He rebounds heavily. Comes back with 96 receptions, 1,378 yards, 14.4 yards per catch, 13 touchdowns. Monster, y'all. Monster season. Hi. Then he goes even further. 115 receptions, 1,572 yards receiving, 13.7 yards per catch, 11 touchdowns. Monster. Absolutely. He's a monster, bro. Like, his hands. I think he has the best hands in the game. That's his superpower. His hands. It doesn't matter if it looks like a bad throw or not. If it touches his hands, it's over. It is over. And he does a great job of making sure that he gets it done. Sorry about the glitter in the hair, daughter. Hey! But all right. So the next one reception is 104 receptions, 1,165 yards, 11.2 yards in average, 7 touchdowns. Comes back first year at Arizona, 115 catches, 1,407 yards receiving, 12.12 yards per catch, 6 touchdowns. Then, this is where the drop starts because he was injured. 42 receptions for 572 yards, 13.6 yards a catch, 8 touchdowns. Next year, 64 receptions, 717 yards, 11.2 an average per catch, 3 touchdowns. Now, this is what I was talking about. He's had some amazing highs, but he's had some very lows. And that's not me being overtly critical of him because he's had injured seasons. But like I said, Mike Evans has had injured seasons. He's had seasons where he's missed 3-4 games, and the man still had 1,000 yards. Like, hey, like, bro, he's a monster. So I'm not hating at all. I'm just pointing out the differences. And you know, when you're dealing with players at this high a caliber, right? You nitpick. You get where I'm coming from? It's not hating. You just nitpick. You know what I mean? When you're talking about Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, LeBron James, you start to nitpick amongst those. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, you start to nitpick amongst those players the little discrepancies in their career, even though they're very minute, because that's the differencing factor between such elite company. And make no mistake about it, both of them are elite. I'm gonna show real quick. I'm trying to check. Oh, and if I'm not mistaken, Mike Evans is younger. So there's that too. I want to check because I want to make sure. Because I don't want to lie, right? Because I had said something. Yeah, look, he's had a year. The year where he had 1,157 yards receiving, he played 13 games. He missed 3 games. And he still had 1,157 yards. Bro! And overall, he's been healthy. 15 games. 16. Well, let's see. He went 15, 16, 16, 13 is the one I'm talking about. 16, 15, 16, 15, 15. So he's been very durable. He's been extremely reliable. And he's been historically consistent. Bro, like, don't hate me for this. Please don't hate me for this. I just feel that he's an amazing receiver that gets overlooked because other teams play in better markets and stuff like that. And mind you, he is now a Super Bowl champion to top it off. So you're talking about a younger receiver that has more consistency. So if you're looking at both of them, lower ceiling, higher floor, right? Okay, that's a fair assessment. I think that DeAndre Hopkins has a higher ceiling because he's just shown that he can have a higher ceiling. But when we're talking about the floor, Mike Evans got all that tile. He got the tile work. Don't argue with me. Don't hate me for it, please. I love you guys. Don't hate me for my opinion, please. But no, for real though, what do you guys think? Go into the comments. Tell me what you guys think. DeAndre Hopkins versus Mike Evans. And mind you, I don't want to see no hate. This is not hating any which one of these brothers. They're both extremely, extremely successful, extremely, extremely talented. And I would be grateful to have either one of them on our team. What I am saying is I feel that Mike Evans would fit our team schematics better. That's all I'm saying. So tell me down there in the comments what you think. Let me know where your mind is. And if it's a long thing, it's fine. Just scribe. Take, nitpick a little. Let me know where you stand when it comes to DeAndre Hopkins and Mike Evans. And let's get this party started. And that's another episode of The Wunderkind Show. Thank you all for watching. You can be anywhere else in the world, but you hear me, you know I appreciate that. Please do remember, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. When you like this video, it helps me give you more content. It helps the YouTube algorithm get this content out to more faces, more folks, to help build this more well-rounded community and help us become an absolute basilisk in this media business. And also, if you would like to donate At the bottom of the screen is a QR code for a Cash App. I know you see the super thanks and stuff. You can do it that way, but the way I usually like doing it through the Cash App. And the Cash App is available for all donations that you would like to take. You can use the QR code on the screen, or you can use the actual link that will be in the description of every video that we do. And it goes by $, The Wunderkind Show. Also available in every description of every video that we do is the now activated Patreon for The Wunderkind Show. So become a member of that, subscribe, you get access to the Discord, you get access to questions from subscribers, you get access for the ability to win free merch, and you'll get access to a Pick'em football league. Fantasy football, baby. Are you ready for some football? So go out there and get that, please. So once again, this is the Wunderkind Show. This is your host, Nitro, signing off. And as always, you guys knows my slogan. Peace. And I am out of here. Yeah!